Establishing connection in 3, 2, and primary defenses are breached.
Attempting brute force on secondary. Keep them off me!
Capsuleers of New Eden, we are aware your scanners are detecting cosmic anomalies of an unknown nature.
Deploying sentry drones. That should keep them busy.
These anomalies originate from covert research facilities known as ghost sites. They are run by hostile factions and pose a significant threat to the entirety of New Eden.
Battleships on grid. Time's up. We gotta go.
Negative. Just hold them off. I'm almost through.
The Empires demand full compliance with the following directive. Capsuleer access to these illicit facilities is strictly forbidden.
Taking heavy fire.
Unauthorized interactions will be considered a violation.
Almost there.
Shields are down. There's so much damage.
And should you fail to comply,
I'm in. I've never seen anything like this. Wait. No. Abort! Abort!
there will be consequences.
Hi guys, Reaper here. Thanks for tuning in with exploration around the corner. In the May update, I thought I'd bring you a video on this ship, the Nestor. The Nestor is part of the Sisters of Eve faction, which should be released, and this is the battleship or the flagship of the line available. We all know as well that fairly soon the shield tanking is going to be rebalanced. No specific or official notes just yet, however, the general idea is that rather than boosting the shield tanking capabilities, shield boosting capabilities will be nerfed somewhat more in line with the armor tanking. So let's get right into this and have a look at the Nestor's ship attributes. I won't read through all of these guys, but you can see here on the right we've got various bonuses to the remote armor repairing efficiency, including group boosters and the large remote armor repairers. And then we have some bonuses to scanning and scan res up in the skills that I don't have yet, not even available on this Fulmination test server. And then we have with max skills, 300% bonus to the drone DPS and a nice bonus to armor resists, as well as the drone control range. In this video, I'm going to give 3 different ship fitting examples. First off is a maximum tank / brawl build with some group remote reps, and then after that we'll have a full DPS fit with some group reps, and then lastly I'll show you what this ship could do if it were acting as if it's a Logi. The reason I say acting is that the Nestor is not a specific Logi ship. It does not have the recharge mode. Looking at the effective hit points on this ship, we've got 73,000 armor hit points and 40,000 structure with 35,000 shield. So this thing with the 1600 armor plates is tanking extremely well. I would use this exact fit for both PvP and PvE. You do not need to change it, and you would be able to tank pretty much any mission, as you'll see later on in this video. So onto the targeting. My scan res is appalling at 131 You could potentially swap out one of the rigs for a targeting rig, and if I do so now, we can see that my scan res jumps from 131 to 171. It's not a major bonus, and actually if you're new to DAO that can cause some trouble, so I would rather lock things slightly slower and be able to keep my cap going longer. Now, I've tested all of the combinations on this ship for the optimal capacitor and the longest cap time, and surprisingly having 3 semiconductor memory cells is better than having 2 semiconductors, 1 CCC or 2 CCs or 3. And I don't know why, but it is the best way to do it. So you do not use CCCs on this build. You use all semiconductor memory cells, which gets your cap capacity up to around 18,000. For a battleship, this doesn't have the best cap capacitor, or capacity, should I say, which is why I think it works this way. And we can see then I've gone for the rapid launchers. It's not the best range. You could put in here some large launchers or a different weapon platform. It doesn't really matter because you're not having a racial bonus to it as such. I've gone for this because it applies damage to a lot of things, and Just to give you an idea, if I put in one of the large remote repairers, you can see my cap goes from tremendous to almost nothing. That's because, again, this is not a Logi ship and you do not have that recharge mode. So you do have to change your build significantly to fulfill different roles. You can do what you want with the ship, but in a fleet it's going to be very helpful with those 4 large group repairers at tremendous range. I think 48 kilometers it was. You can fly it really however you feel fit. So what I'm showing you in this video isn't entirely how you should do it, but this is to give you 3 ideas and to showcase what the Nestor can do. Looking at those group large armor repairers, you're doing 578 armor every 24 seconds out to 48 kilometers. So yeah, that's a fair amount of armor. It's not, you know, lots and lots, but if you had 3 or 4 Nestors in a fleet plus some Logi and various other ships, that's doing quite a lot. And you're also able to be a frontline brawler and tanker, taking all the damage and the hits whilst putting some DPS back out. So here's the magic part of the build. If we look at the plate, the 1600mm core reinforced steel plates, we add 5,504 armor as a base, and then when we activate it, we add 5,503 again. On top of that, 5,500, we're adding 18.88% of your overall ship's armor capacity as a top up on top of that per tick that you're running the module. So if we get really nerdy and work out exactly what that large extender is, armor extender is doing, 18.88% of 73,510 equals 13,878. Therefore, 13,878 plus 5,504 base equals 19,382. That's almost 20k shield boosted every time you activate, which is insane. In my rigs, I've got one anti-explosive T3 rig, and I've got 2 of the Trimark armor pumps to maximize my armor. Maximizing the armor HP maximizes the armor extender or plate effectiveness. And in the low slots, I've also got 2 adaptives and 1 reactive hardener. Now, this is the other fit where I've gone for all-out damage. This is, and whilst maintaining a pretty good tank, you can see there 1676 DPS. I've swapped out here for 2 drone speed augmenter rigs and 1 drone DPS rig. I've lost some resistances. I've lost an armor plate and replaced that with a nest worm. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. I've also swapped out my sentries for some ogres. Of course, in space, you'll be mixing and matching your drones from your cargo bay anyway. But for this fit, I've gone for the ogres just to show you what the DPS looks like. So if I was flying a ship like this and I was in fleet, there are other ships available that can do this particular role of trying to be a damage ship a lot better. You know, you could go out and fly a Vindicator or a Macarial or whatever and do this a lot better, which is why I'm kind of leaning towards the first fit a little bit more. And then this fit is the last option, which is the logistics kind of wannabe fit. And you can see here my DPS has dropped to 944, but I've got the 4 large remote armor repairers there, and I've had to swap out 2 plates for the cap batteries, so I've lost a fair bit of tank. And yeah, I mean, look, you can fulfill different roles. So if your fleet's short on Logi, or if you want to maximize Logi, it's just nice to be able to fly this ship and do different things. But as I mentioned before, I'd probably stick to the first fit, swap my rigs to the explosive and back to 1 Trimark and 1 drone speed for this fit, being, you know, slightly different. But you can see there my armor hit points is down to 48,000, which will have a knock-on effect to how well I can tank. If I swapped out for more damage, as you can see, if I just find the right module, looking for, I think I'll go for that one. Yep, we'll put that in. Do we want to blow it up? The nice thing about the test server, you can see there by swapping out for about 50 DPS, I've lost 8,000 armor hit points. So really, this is always a trade-off, and going from 940 or 50 DPS to just over 1,000 for 8,000 armor, I think with this ship being a possible primary target, as when it's released it will be new and people will be aware that the ship is a kind of Logi vessel at the same time as being able to put out damage, I think the ship could be a primary target for a fleet. Also a nice kill to have. So yeah, I would rather go for the tank. So let's go out with the first build and have a look at what that build can do. We're at a Sansha, tech level 10 Deadspace, probably one of the hardest things you can do, especially try and do solo. So let's see how this thing can tank on its own without a logistics ship and a shield field module, just to see, yeah, what it can achieve. My objective is to skip past the first couple of rooms and get to the third and final room and go up against a couple of nightmares and take on the entire wave. I might have to kill some of the tackle ships to do so. Please enjoy watching this part, and just so you know, at the end this has a very good outcome. I was really surprised.
murder on call with the fight now. 20 years and it seemed like a lifetime. I've been hanging every day from a lifeline. Why these fuckers tell it in every night?